look, you're waking up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, 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 hey. Calm down. Calm down. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise. The danger has passed. In fact, I'm the one that saved you. You were passed out in a little murky pond over there. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it seemed like you were running from something and maybe tripped and fell and hit your head right here. Something like that. Anyway, so I got you out of the mud and set you up over here, but you're gonna be okay now, alright? So just relax for me a little bit, if you can. Okay. Now, how are you feeling? I mean, you've got this wound up here. Doesn't look too great. Does anything else hurt? Are you okay everywhere else? Okay. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Just this up here then. Why don't we get that cleaned up a little bit, huh? I've got a few things over here. Just some things from the forest that I think will help. But first, I also have a bowl of some nice, cold, fresh water. Would you like a drink? Good. You know, sometimes, no matter what is going on in life, it can be improved with a nice glass of water. This is from a stream not too far from here. The water runs nice and fast, so it's nice and clean. Cold and fresh. Perfect to help you just get a little refreshed, huh? Okay. Here, go ahead. Take a sip of that. A little better? Good. Okay. I've got a rag here. I'm going to put this in the water and I'm going to try to sort of clean that wound up a little bit, okay? And then I have some things we can put on it to make it feel better too. But let's start with just kind of cleaning you up a little bit. Here we go. Okay, now try to just hold still for me. There. How does that feel? Good. Good. I'm Eden, by the way. I don't think I introduced myself. What's your name? Nice to meet you. Now, you caused quite a lot of commotion in the forest today. Even before I found you laying face down in a pond, you've caused quite the stir. Mind telling me what you were running from? Oh, you heard the wolves. Well, you were traipsing right through their hunting territory. Wolves gotta eat. It's just the way of things around here. Now, normally, I don't interfere with the ways of nature. Wolves hunt. It's just kind of how it is. But I have to admit, I was a little bit intrigued when I sensed your presence in the woods today. I have not seen your kind in these trees in quite a long time. Yeah. Quite a long time. There we go. It's looking pretty cleaned up now. Okay. Now, let's put a little bit of this on it. This, I know it looks like it's just more water. But this is actually Purified Fairy Water. There's a fairy spring near the root of the mountains. They're very secretive about it, and they don't give this out to just anyone because it's quite rare, and it actually has some very powerful healing properties. This should help to soothe any pain that you're feeling. Help it heal a little quicker too, okay? There we go. Let's put a little bit of this on our rack. There. Now we'll just dab this over here. This shouldn't sting at all. It should just kind of help soothe it. But if it does sting or anything, you let me know, okay? Okay. Is that okay? Okay, good. Glad to hear it. What am I? What do you think I am? Just out of curiosity. Give it a guess. A fairy? Obviously, you've never met a fairy before. A fairy probably wouldn't have gotten herself dirty getting you out of that murky pond over there. You're welcome, by the way. No, she would have just watched. A goddess? All right, well, I'm flattered, I have to admit. But no, I'm not a goddess. If you meet the nature goddess in here, she's quite a bit more powerful than I am. No, I suppose I'm what am I? I guess I've never had to explain it before. You know, I just know. The forest just knows. Everything in here just knows. I'm a guardian, I guess you could say. A spirit. No, not that kind of a spirit. I'm not dead. I was created specifically to guard this forest. The trees, the land, the creatures that live here. I protect the balance of the Crescent Forest. And should there be something wrong in the forest, something that threatens to upset that balance, I take care of it. Yeah, I guess I've never had to explain it before, but that's a decent explanation, I guess. All right, I'm gonna put some of this on here now, okay? This is a healing salve. Doesn't look the best, I admit, but I promise you it's very powerful. Made all from things in the forest. All natural ingredients. Plants with healing properties, soothing properties, things that will help it from getting infected or things like that, and help it heal a little faster. Oh no, I don't make it. It's there's a healer who lives in the Crescent Forest near the southern border. She's a bit strange as far as humans go, but she's got a good heart. Yeah, she gives it to me. Now usually I just use this on, creatures in the forest. I call this place their home. But I'll make an exception. All right, hold still. I know it's a little bit goopy, but I promise you this will help a lot. There we go. Just kind of pat that on there. There. That should do the trick. Now, try not to touch it. Like I said, it is kind of goopy. But I promise you, it's very powerful stuff. Okay, well, that's the wound taken care of. How are you feeling otherwise? You still look a little bit pale, if I'm being honest. Oh, you're hungry. That's right. You mortals need things like that, don't you? Yeah, I actually, while you were out, I scavenged a few things around here. Most of it is just little berries or plants. These are called miniature winter apples. They're a little bit tart, but they're very, very good and excellent for you. Some other little berries in here. And this little flower, this is the seed pod of a moonflower, full of nutrients and also some healing properties in there, so that should help you feel better. Anyway, you can kind of pick through that, see if there's anything in there that you like, okay? Yeah, of course. Okay, well, now that you look like you're feeling a little bit better, maybe now would be a good time to explain yourself a little bit. What exactly is someone like you doing in my forest? It matters. Trust me, it matters. I haven't seen your kind in hundreds of years, like I said. I would like to know why suddenly there's one of you here. If you mean my forest harm, or anyone else harm for that matter, then that might change things a little bit. You're traveling. Okay, well that's ambiguous. Traveling. People don't just travel through the Crescent Forest. Not without reason. And definitely not without knowing a little bit about her and the dangers that await them here. Because trust me, wolves are the least of your worries in these trees. Shh. Shh. It's just a centaur. It's all right. Probably a sentry sent to figure out what all this commotion in the forest was today. Yes, you. Yes, you. Trust me, it's you. Like I said, you are kind of a rare sight these days. A very rare sight. I'm sure everyone already knows you're here. Also, for the record, the wolves, not super happy that I took their meal from them for the day. I'm gonna have to make that up to them somehow. Ugh. Oh well. So, you're traveling. Where are you traveling to exactly? Whisperwind. Yeah, the town just south of the forest. In human territory. Yeah, I know it. I used to be friends with the elves that lived there before the Great Separation, when they all disappeared and took off and said good riddance to the rest of the world. What business do you have in Whisperwind? Yes, it matters. Whisperwind is one of the few places in the human realm that I do still care about. You're looking for answers. It's not much less ambiguous than just saying you're traveling, you know. Well, I don't sense that you mean any harm. You know, maybe you could learn something from that little town of Whisperwind, from the people that call her home. Maybe not exactly the answers that you're looking for, but something tells me you could certainly benefit from them. Maybe you'll teach them something too. Maybe. Well, I admit I am a little curious. All right, I will grant you safe passage from here to the edge of the forest, get you as close to Whisperwind as I can. After that, it'll be up to you. My domain ends at the forest, so... But I can protect you in here, at least. Make sure nothing else causes you any harm. You know, before you go, do you mind if I just kind of brush off your cloak a little bit? Looks like you've probably taken more than a few spills in this forest today. Kind of looks like your cloak is wearing the forest, really. Not a good look. Okay, here, just hold still. I'll just sort of... There we go. What are all these little... Did you walk through a briar patch earlier? That wasn't very smart. No, I know you didn't do it on purpose. Creatures? Oh, in the briar patch? What sort of creatures? What did they look like? Okay. Did they have sort of a high, squeaky little squeal as they ran away? Okay. Those would be moss goblins. One of the smallest breeds of goblins. Can be annoying little buggers, but for the most part completely harmless. They startled you? Imagine how they felt when a giant walked through their home. Honestly. Your presence has affected lots of different people in this forest. I can tell you that. Not just the moss goblins and the wolves and the centaurs. I'm sure everyone knows that you're here. Okay, well, I mean, it's still kind of dirty, but at least you don't look like you're quite so covered in leaves and brambles and things like that. Looks a little bit better. All right. Tell you what. I will give you this. And be very careful with this. This is an Amulet of Protection. It's imbued with my power. The power of this forest. And it will keep you safe as long as you're in these trees. As long as you don't go looking for trouble. Trouble won't find you, all right? Here we are. There. I've enchanted it. So now it will show you the way to the edge of the forest, all right? And like I said, after that, you're on your own. Here. There. Just keep that close to you. And outside of the forest, it's not going to protect you, but at least while you're in these trees, you should be safe. Oh, and if you're walking along the path and you happen to see, just sort of out of the corner of your eye, barely visible, a big black bear that seems to be following you or watching you, pay him no mind. He's one of my very dear friends. He'll be keeping an eye on you, I suppose. But again, he won't hurt you. With that amulet, no one in this forest will hurt you. Not even the wolves. They may be quite strong when they're in their pack, but they know what my power means. They know what it means that someone is under my protection. So as long as you don't enrage them, or enrage me, I guess for that matter, you should be fine. Well, I don't mean to rush you, but are you feeling better? Good. Yeah, this looks like that'll heal pretty nicely now. Just keep that salve on there. Like I said, I know it's a little bit goopy, but it'll do wonders for you, I promise. You should probably get going, though. If you want to make it to the edge of the forest before nightfall, which I highly suggest that you do, you should probably head out soon. Yeah. Now, the creatures of the night, they're still technically my domain, but they are just a little more wild, a little more unpredictable. So if I were you, I would not cross through an enchanted forest at night, if ever you can help it. But you should have enough time now, as long as you don't dawdle and take too many breaks. Yeah, you should be able to make it before the sun goes down. And then after that, in the human territory, it's up to you. Interesting. Well, good luck. I hope you find whatever it is that you're looking for in Whisperwind. It's a curious little town. Far more there than meets the eye, I suppose you would say. I bet you could learn a lot from that. Well, you'd better get going. You know what? Why don't you take the rest of this with you? Whatever you haven't eaten, you can kind of munch on it as you go. Keep your strength up. Yeah, you take that. Would you like some more water too? You're good? Okay, well, I would get going if I were you. I do hope we meet again, though, strange traveler. I do hope we meet again.